young Spaniard named Fernando Alonso sat at the front of the grid here over a decade ago now. The first flash of greatness in a race that also gave us the maiden win for Kimi Raikkonen. The Malaysian Grand Prix is an event for gifted racers to climb to the top, and for those on the sidelines to find new talents. 5 lefts and 10 rights make up the 15 corners of Sepang's 3.4-mile circuit, a track where the weather always threatens to play a deciding factor. The drivers will be subjected to forces in excess of 4G and heavy braking zones in 4 of these corners, 2 of which come at the end of DRS zones into turn 1 and to turn 15. And alongside me today to talk you through all that is Anthony Davidson. And welcome again. It's good to be back in Kuala Lumpur, isn't it? Lovely country, Malaysia, lovely circuit, and a race that tends to be quite hard to predict.
Yeah, it does indeed. There are a lot of high-energy corners that make the rear tyres suffer around here. Coupled with the excessive heat, that makes it difficult to keep your tyres in the right operating window. And of course, in previous years, we've come here very early in the season, which throws a potential reliability variable in there as well.
Your objective today is to get into the top 9.
So before the off, let's remind ourselves of yesterday's qualifying session with a look at the starting grid. Lewis Hamilton lines up on pole position, with Sebastian Vettel starting alongside. Looking down the rest of the grid, we have Rosberg, Ricciardo, Max Verstappen and Bottas, Massa, Button, Renault and Sergio Perez, Alonso, Raikkonen, Carlos Sainz and Hülkenberg, Palmer, Wehrlein, Daniel Kvyat and Roman Grosjean, Gutierrez and Harry Anto, Felipe Nasser and Marcus Ericsson rounds off the grid. And with preparations almost complete, let's head down to the track.
Hello everybody and welcome to F1 2016 career mode in the Renault. We are live from Malaysia, away we go. Pretty good start there for us in respect of Jenson Button, at least. Going 3 wide into turn 1. We'll have a look up the inside. Get Vettel. Trying to get Ricciardo as well, but can't quite do that, unfortunately, so we're going to slot in behind him. Verstappen having a go at one of the Williamses as well. We head down to turn number 4. Have a look down the inside of Ricciardo and we get that move done. A very late move, but a successful one. We're up into 6th place behind his teammate Verstappen. Got the 2 Williams in front of him. A little bit wide, but keep a hold of the car. This corner you don't want to go wide on. Just like that. Very nearly lose the car. They're heading to turn 9. The Mercs are making a bit of a getaway here. Somebody's going to have to get past one of these Williamses. Well, both of them in fact. Remember, a lot of these corners on this circuit in real life are completely different. Added to the fact that the entire circuit has been re-tarmacked. And I have a look down the inside of Verstappen into the final corner, which is different this year. Unfortunately, they didn't get time to put it in the game. There's no way I would have been able to use that particular line through that corner if it was this year's version. Bottas and Massa down the inside. And we had a pair of them. Pretty decent move there into turn 1. As we head down to turn 3. Here's a look at that sequence down the inside of Verstappen. No way you could really fight that, on the entry at least. Trying to fight it down the pit straight though. There's the 2 Williams fighting each other down into turn 1, and we're going to have a look down the inside. Ultimate opportunism there. They're too busy focusing on each other, and look at that, Verstappen's also capitalised and also passes the pair of them. At the end of lap 2. We've just set the fastest lap of the Grand Prix. The two Mercedes side by side into turn 1. That'll be Hamilton taking the lead. Sebastian Vettel's just retired from the race, probably with engine failure. And there's a virtual safety car deployed because of that. He's broken down on the pit straight. Lap 8, we've made our stop. We are on the hard compound tyre. It's the hardest we get in F1. We've got Ricciardo behind us. We've got Gutierrez in front of us. DRS active as well, remember. And we are perilous. We can't do anything about Ricciardo, who just breezed past us. Into the pits goes Gutierrez. Ricciardo and Verstappen on the softs. Ricciardo's already got past me. Here comes Verstappen. Also on those softs, like I said. He's just got so much more grip. And he's going to hug the inside of the corner. And we drop to 8th position in this race. We're going to try our best to hold on to them throughout. Lap 18. We've got Hulkenberg in front of us now. He's on an old set of hard tyres. And now it's time for us to use the DRS to pass somebody. Down the inside. Decent move, run it a little wide. We get the job done. And on to the last lap of the race. You can tell really nothing happened apart from gaining places in the pit stops. It's a shame this race wasn't 2 to 5 laps longer, otherwise, as you can see, pits for intermediate tyres would have probably been in order. We're just literally tiptoeing around. Try not to spin on the exit, but it's a decent result for us, and we will take 4th place in the race.
Good job, you did really well. Super drive.
Very good race there for us. Still not on the podium though, but we'll get there. There's Mr. Toto Wolff, looking a lot younger than he does in real life. There's Lewis Hamilton, your race winner.
Well, the safety car completely changed the race, didn't it? It's hard
I
to
didn't
say
even know we had a safety car. We had a virtual one, but not a full one.
There's no question that they came out of that situation in a good position.
And here are our podium drivers today after that excellent race.
Hamilton, Rosberg and Raikkonen on your podium.
Well-deserved victory. Mercedes then are on top today.
I'll say the Mercedes does not look particularly nice in this game. I don't know what it is, it's just ugly. And the McLaren actually looks more like a Mercedes than the Mercedes does, which is quite fun. Anyway, that's how the race finished. Bottas, Verstappen, Alonso, Ricciardo, Massa and Button were your point scorers. Vettel retired from the race. Bottas moves up to 9th place in the Drivers' Championship. We stay in 8th. Hamilton, 67 points in front of Kimi Raikkonen. Rosberg lingering down there in 3rd.
Always spectacular, but he quietly gets the job done, and that's the case today.
And here's how things are shaping up in the
Let's have a look at the Constructors' Championship.
Championship.
Eventually, Alonso passes Palmer in the Drivers' Championship. Honda passes Haas for 8th place, and we are closing in rapidly on Force India. Join us next time for the American Grand Prix.